Here we go. I'm hot.
Why are you hot?
Because it's hot. You're so conceited. Hi, I'm Jessica.
I'm Jenna.
And I'm Stephanie.
And you are listening to Pastors' Wives Tell All.
A podcast by pastors' wives for church leaders and anyone desiring to take a peek inside our glass house.
We are breaking down walls and crushing pastors' wives stereotypes within the church.
We want pastors' wives and other ministry leaders to know that they are not alone in this. Plus, this is basically therapy for the three of us with a whole lot of dance parties. Whoop, whoop.
Hello, and welcome back to Pastors' Wives Tell All. Guys, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
That is beautiful.
I'm
Turkey
sure
month.
everyone is listening this week.
Yeah.
They're thankful and grateful for the podcast.
Yes.
Aren't you? You're feeling it, aren't you?
I'm super grateful for
If
it.
they're not, they should be.
And we are grateful to you, our
Yes.
listeners and friends.
100%.
We love you. Hey, we're going to start off with a verse because that's
Okay.
fun. And then we really just want today to be like, we know that no matter what is going on, the election has happened, things have happened, life has happened, all these things. And the good, the bad, and the ugly throughout the year. But here's the great thing, that Jesus never changes. He is still blessing us constantly. And we just want to give him thanks today for what he's done this year in particularly, and things that y'all might not know that's been going on in our lives, whether it's church, whether it's friends, whether it's anything in between. We just want to give Thanksgiving, and we want you to do the same thing, not just on Thanksgiving Day, but all year, because it really changes your attitude, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know that when I start to be like a little whiny and grumpy, when I remember what I have to be thankful for, it really helps change my mindset.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
For real.
She said for real.
For sure.
Psalm 136:1 says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His steadfast love endures forever." Isn't there a song?
Yes, there is.
To the Lord, our God and King.
His love endures forever.
That was
For he
Wow.
is good. He is above all things.
His love endures forever.
give praise or sing praise.
Sing praise.
Sing praise. Okay.
They
Wow.
just turned it off. They're like, we're done.
Forever.
God is faithful.
Yes.
Yes.
Forever.
You know what?
He is strong.
Fun fact, I used to sing in the choir at church back in the day. Way back in the day.
Oh.
And we sang that song.
I think everyone did.
Back
in the day.
I'm pretty sure in the late 90s, early 2000s, whenever it came out,
That was a
people
jam.
were, jamming out.
Yes.
For reals.
A bajam.
A jam?
That's a new word.
Wait, bajam?
It's in the dictionary. A pajam.
A pajam. It's a pajam in
It's a
time.
pajam.
That's a pajama time.
Can we wear our pajamas while we pajam?
100%.
I feel as though
Thank you.
we should do that.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Stephanie, I'm looking at you.
Oh, thank you for looking at me.
Tell us, let's just go church first.
Okay.
What over the past year, maybe we don't even know about, are things that you're thankful for that has happened at your church?
I'm just thankful that our church really is a family. And I see that consistently. People even just reaching out to us, asking how we're actually doing. We've had people offer to help with needs around our house that we have. They just notice things and say, hey, I can build that for you, or I can do this for you. And just precious people, constantly thinking and looking out for others. We've had some hard things even happen in our church. One lady was diagnosed with cancer, and to watch the church come around her and love her well and show up at the hospital and then show up down at the altar with her after every service, just praying over her. It's just, it brings tears to my eyes knowing that these people have our backs. They really do. And if there are any differences, arguments, whatever, it's done with. Like, you handle it and it's done with. Yeah. There's not weird bitterness or stirring things up. the older generation is precious. In fact, one gentleman recently just gave money towards the podcast and said, hey, whatever you need, go get it. And I'm just like, that made me kind of teary.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, people are just so supportive. We had a friend recently who visited our church, and the older generation, once again, the older ladies, they are the best. There are a few that I just want to like stick in my pocket and take them home with me every day, you know? And they just wrapped her up, our friend, just in so much love. And she's like, oh my gosh, I just love your little old ladies. I just want to go hang out with them. But like, that's just the general consensus, I would say, of our church, that even though we are a more traditional set kind of church, these people, they are so willing to serve, to love, and to work through differences. Like, I don't know. We're just in a really good place right now. And I feel very blessed.
I love that.
What about you, Jenna Poo?
Well, kind of going off of what Stephanie said, I don't know. I love our church so much. We're definitely in the healthiest church we've ever been in our entire marriage. And, you know, there was a recent time when my husband was going through something, and our pastor's just amazing. Like, I asked my husband, I was like, who do you want to talk to? Who can you talk to about this? And he said, our pastor. I said, okay. Well, I mean, and he dropped what he was doing, and he had him come over and spent, you know, a good while with him. And it was just sweet that he had somebody. And then also he's got a really sweet small group that he's a part of, or that he was a part of last semester. And they all just kind of rallied around him too. So it was super sweet. And Stephanie's husband, Isaac, reached out to him too, which was super sweet. Like so sweet. So yeah, I'm super thankful just for, like you said, like church that feels like family, you know?
Yeah, it's cool. Well, I would say one of the things that comes to my mind right now is we just have just a really precious church that wants to like serve. And one of the things is I am over the missions at our church, but it is run by a team, not just me. So it's really a team effort. And one of the things that we always try to like prayerfully figure out is how to disciple and teach people to serve without the missions team telling them to, and it not being something that's talked about from the stage, like, hey, we have an opportunity to do this, but that our people are just going and making disciples and serving and being the hands and feet. And it's been really beautiful to always watch. And we have so many people doing that within their jobs and in their life. But recently when the hurricane hit the Carolinas, we just had some precious people at our church. It started with, one family that was already, their son was already near and literally made it to CNN and everything. Mason did. And he's like a professional kayaker, and him and his friends were just going where no one else could to go serve and find whatever they could find and help get food to places that could not get help to yet. And then his whole family went and have found this community to serve in. And then we had another family that was like, hey, we're going for a weekend. And so throughout that, we've watched other people at our church go, hey, we want to come serve. Hey, we want to give. And so it's been really beautiful to watch that happen and unfold. And now like we're dreaming about how this small little community that we can go serve at after their little community is put back together. And so how we can make that our out of state and go love them and do like VBSs with their children and all of this kind of stuff. And so we've been praying for that spot, and then it organically happened, and we're still praying through that. But I just love to see the people be the hands and feet.
Yeah.
I just think it's super special. And it was just at a time in our life and our church life that we had been going through some hard things with some hard people, and they had left, and Jonathan had to we went through the Matthew 18 principle and all of this kind of stuff, and talked about church discipline during a Sunday service. And so a lot of things have happened this fall and year, but I love that the Lord says, don't spend your time worrying about people that leave. Look at the people that are there and encourage them to continue to go. And that's what's important. And so it really was a beautiful thing to watch that happen and to watch our people just be the hands and feet. So yeah, I love that so much.
Yeah, that's good.
We saw that firsthand too in the car, watching Jessica get all these phone calls and text messages during that time with the Carolinas, and how we joke with Jessica, like, you just saved the world on our trip in the car back from Ohio.
Yeah.
But no, really, it is sweet to like witness that these people were coming together in her church for people that were not a part of their community.
Yeah. For
That
sure.
were somewhere else. They're not affected by it.
Right.
Like
We weren't.
affected by it like they were. Yeah. We got some wind a little bit, you know? And I don't know, just watching that, like, it makes me thankful too for your church.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
And for what they do, even though y'all are not like some huge church with tons of funds.
Yeah.
Y'all just band together well.
Yeah.
And I
It's
love
Acts
it.
Church. I mean, that's what it was. And the cool thing is like, they recently put out some videos of the people, and the biggest thing that they keep telling is like, we want to come to Alabama to Village Church. They're like, we want to come meet the people behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And it's just like the coolest thing. And I really hope that happens, but I hope we can get to them.
Yeah.
But I think like one of the things, I think that you can look and where I am, I could be very grateful. And I think that every church should be like that and is doing that. But truly, like during some of this time with some of these people that were serving on ground, other people were coming from other churches and helping in the community. And you know that a couple of those churches said, no, we're not going to help at this time. Like literally like turned them down, like of trying to get funds or try to get help or people to go. Said, no, we're not going to. Like not even like anything. And I think like, there is a timing. Not every church can go to a certain specific thing. And hopefully they are doing things. But when you see your church be in the hands and feet, support them. Don't tell them no. You can do something. You can pray for them, give them a gift as they go. You can do something to help, even if you can't, financially help or go be boots on ground.
Yeah.
Like don't say no to your people. Encourage them, pray for them. Say, hey, we'll even pray on a Sunday before you go out. Do something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
No, I get it, because that's like a little bit of a soapbox. But I do love that in the place we are at now, it has not always been this way. But where we are now in our church, I am very grateful and super thankful for a pastor and staff and people who are like, they don't have to get credit for anything.
Yeah.
So they're like, yes, we're gonna support you. You go do it.
Yes.
What do you need?
Yes.
Like, whether it's donating
Right.
finances, whether it's saying, okay, do you need help getting a team together, or what do you need? I just find that they are very willing to do that. And I love this about our pastor. He's like, don't put our name on it.
Yeah.
Don't put Somerville's name on it. This is just the church being the church.
Yeah.
Like, just go and do. Like, and he's very funny about that. He's like, I think every praise you get here with your name big and all of that is maybe a little less praise in heaven.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love that they have that mindset, that there's so much they do behind the scenes, but they're not asking for credit.
Right.
They're not stating our church and saying, oh, come visit our church because we're doing such and such, such and such.
Yeah.
We're just doing it.
We're just doing
I
it.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
What about like in our own lives? Like, man, we've had a lot happen this year. I mean, let's do our lives and then let's end with like thankful things for the podcast.
Okay.
Or, the ministry. So,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What about family or just in your life in general? It doesn't have to be family, just something that really stands out to you this year that you're grateful for, or a few things.
Well, one thing that really stands out to me this year, so our daughter, Addie, she started at a new school this year, and we were a little concerned about like just the transition from public to private school and like what would that look like. And so we were a little bit worried that like it would be a hard transition for her. But y'all, she is thriving. Like it has been really, really cool as her parents to watch. She just really has just taken hold of it and it's like she feels more independent, like she's growing up, you know. But for her to come from a public school and only be moving from, you know, one class to another and be in 2 classrooms total all day, to having 7 classes, because at this school they have periods where they have 7 times they're moving throughout the day. Like, I remember I went to the same school, and I remember it was very overwhelming to me to begin with. But she's just loved it. And I mean, she got her report card back. She got all A's and a B. Yeah. I mean, just like, I'm just so proud. I'm just so proud of her and how she's been doing, and just the grace of that school. And, she, at the time of recording this, she's been sick for like a week and a half straight. And I was so nervous about her missing so much schoolwork, but like, her teachers are so sweet, and they've been so graceful with her, and just like, it's fine. She can make it when she gets back, but here's what she can be doing at home. And I don't know. It's just felt very easy and not stressful. So I'm just super thankful.
It's so cool
that she's there.
That's amazing.
What about you, Steph?
Oh, so many things to be thankful for. I can think of just one really fun thing that just happened. I got an early Christmas present. Me and Isaac did. And it is this patio furniture that we can sit outside on this deck that my husband just built from wood that he got from a friend who was just getting rid of it. She was like, "Can you just haul this off for me?" And he's like, Can we haul it to our house? And she said yes. So therefore, we now have a deck with patio furniture. And yesterday I got to sit outside on that furniture. And for those who don't know, in my backyard, there's just woods. And even though we're in a neighborhood and we have neighbors, and so it's like city in the front, country in the back, basically. And so I was sitting there, and I was able to just look off into the woods. It was a beautiful day, blue skies, just a little breeze. And I'm doing homeschool with my son, but also getting some work done. And I just felt like something about the presence of God. Like, Jessica talks about this all the time, the presence of God in nature.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I am so grateful right now that I can just sit here, get work done. And my thoughts were more clear. I felt like the Lord was even speaking to me about some things for upcoming retreats. And I don't know, something about being able to be there and the stress just wash away, get the work done, do homeschool with my child. Like, I feel so grateful and thankful for that, just that little thing that it just happened. So I don't know. There's so much more, but that's one that's just right off the top of my head.
Right off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think, like, as you were talking, like one of the things that came to my head was in Africa this year, we were able to have like the opening ceremony for the church. But I think I've already talked about that. So
That's all right.
You
know, but it was really exciting.
But you know, somebody could be listening to this who has not listened to that episode. So, you never know.
But just other things. I would say I had a scare. What was it? A couple of months ago? Well, not.
It hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
Has it?
As we are podcasting,
yes.
It's only been like maybe a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But just a scare on like a lump and everything. And but the cool thing is like, it was weird the way the Lord kind of really spoke to me about it beforehand, and just really said like, I will take care of your health. Because I almost wondered if something was wrong with me. And it was even before I had like a checkup. And so then to like hear him give me very specific, like, I will take care of your health. And then to know I had an upcoming appointment and then go to the appointment. And then there was a possibility of something. And so then to go, oh, is this what the Lord's talking about? So I did, as I processed it with y'all, like, I was like, okay, well, maybe there is something wrong, because why would he give me such a word for something that's benign?
Yeah.
But then it ended up being just a benign and not anything to worry about. And then I was talking with our friend Christy Bulware in Missouri, and she's like, Jessica, she's like, don't think that like there might be still something wrong, like, because it was such a word. Because I was literally going, why would the Lord give me such a word for nothing?
Right.
And she's like, because he's good, because he knew you were busy and didn't need to worry about anything. And so because he's your father and he gave you a big word for something that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't look at it and go, there must be something else wrong. Just go that he wanted to
Yeah.
do that. He wanted
Yeah.
to give you that. And I was like, yeah, you know, so I would say like, I'm grateful for the words that he's given me throughout the year. The confirmations and things. Cause there's been quite a few of those that just come before something else happens. So I'm just grateful to be able to hear him and just praying that he continues to speak to me and give me those clear messages when I need them. You know, so I'm grateful for that.
That's good.
So
What about the podcast stuff? Which, let's just talk about this for a second. It's not just a podcast anymore. This is a ministry. So what are y'all thankful for this ministry that the three of us have said yes to?
Podcast. Yes. I am super grateful about the new open doors that we get to walk through
Yes.
with branching off and doing a little bit of speaking from a stage. But it's not just speaking, it's us being ourselves and being goofy and then sharing our hearts.
yeah,
Being able to dance with the women and have fun with them and then just bam, give them a word.
give him a word.
You know?
Bam.
It is that's my favorite thing right now. I'm excited about to do it with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I just love that with this ministry comes new people and new friendships. And I just think about the friends that we've made just this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the people that we've got to hear testimony from just this year. That's
Yeah.
changed my heart, that's encouraged me. But then the women that are in our lives and some men, you know, from some of the retreats that, you know, that like have really just loved us well, prayed for us and become really good friends. And I just go, man, like if we would have not said yes, like what would we have missed, you know? And I know we can do that with any ministry and just anything with obedience, but the retreats have been just so great this year and just so precious and just excited for that to continue because just to encourage women so they can go continue to run the race. Like that's special. It's just special. And so, And then just speaking at Proverbs 31 this year, doing something, stepping out, like that was amazing.
Yeah.
It was a wild ride for Jenna and I. After that, just with going right to Africa.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just a really beautiful moment for us to have peace. I was real proud of Jenna Poo, just because, y'all, can we just get an amen that a year
Amen.
ago there was some real stubbornness and, you know, people going, I will not speak on a stage. She didn't say it like that. She said it with her sweet voice. But, you know, just to see like how far, I mean, yes, for me and Stephanie, we weren't doing that either. But I think we were a little bit more excited. And she was like, this is
Scared.
not.
Just straight up scared.
But then the Lord going, I'm going to take that scared and make it beautiful, you know? And so it's, I don't know, it's been cool to like,
Did he
watch
sing
the
like
growth.
that too? I'm
sure he sang a little bit better than me.
Beautiful. I like it.
Yeah. All the things y'all said, obviously. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing that still stands out to me the most is just how we just keep getting these opportunities. Like God keeps opening these doors, which make us step out into our, probably mostly my comfort zone. And he just continues to move. And it's just so cool. I love it because I don't want to ever stand up and say, oh, that was me. Like I can't do that. I cannot do that. I can only say that it was God because I was a willing vessel. And I'm not going to lie. That stuff is still super scary to me.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
We're speaking somewhere else next week. We're speaking somewhere else.
Where are we speaking? I gotta get ready.
We are speaking somewhere else.
I got a little nervous.
Next year. And I'm still just like, oh, okay, that's happening. And when I think too much about it, I do get a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. But I mean, all I can do is trust that he's got it just like he did the other things that we said yes to. So,
And also the book, guys. The book came out this year.
The book came out this year. Obviously, how did we forget about the book?
And if you have not purchased that book, you need to go do that right now and maybe give it a review
Yes.
on Goodreads and Amazon. That would really help us out.
It sure would.
And it's for the church, and it is a great gift idea. for Christmas. So make sure that you go check that out.
Yes, do it,
Yes.
please.
Well, we love
And
you
thank
guys.
you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
And we're thankful to
Happy.
y'all, guys. Y'all are amazing. Continue to pray for us as we continue to go through whatever door God calls us to next.
Yes, please do.
Peace out.
Peace.
Go eat some turkey.
Bye.
Gobble, gobble.
Okay, friends, if you have enjoyed this episode as much as we have, please help us spread the word on Facebook and Instagram.
If you didn't know yet, Instagram is where all the fun is at. From dance reels on Wednesdays to spiritual encouragement and laugh out loud posts in between, there is something for everyone.
And last but certainly not least, if you could take a moment right now to stop what you're doing and give us a rating and review, even subscribe to our podcast, this seriously helps other people find us who wouldn't be able to otherwise. Thank you so much for your love and support. We hope you'll tune in next week.